one and achieved the India number one rank by doing excellently at the US Chess Cup. While Gukesh is the current India number two, and then we have Pragg coming in, a handshake. This is the 9th round of the Super United Blitz 2025. Gukesh has had a pretty tough event. He is on 1.5 points only out of 8. But combined with his great rapid performance, he's still at the top of the table, somewhere in the second or third place. Pragg has had a relatively better blitz, but not up to his standards. Last round before this, Gukesh actually managed to beat Fabiano Caruana, so he must be feeling a little bit better. Meanwhile, Pragg lost a very good position against Magnus Carlsen. So a lot of things at play here as both of these youngsters face off against each other. We have the handshake and we are ready to go. Knight to f3, knight comes out to f6, g3 played here by Gukesh. This is one of the openings that he has tried playing here in many games. b6, bishop g2, bishop b7 and castles. This was what Gukesh used to love playing as a kid. He would then play d3, e4, but now he is more open to different setups. Of course, plays his knight out to c3, bishop g7. Pragg goes for the double phi and Keto system. d4, pawn takes, queen takes d4. And there could be some discovered attack, but it's not happening right now. Pawn comes up to d6. And Gukesh can go for this b3, bishop b2, which is a nice way to continue in this position. So rook comes to d1 and knight to d7 played here by black. Pawn comes up to b3, the bishop needs to be placed on the b2 square. Black castles here. Gukesh is thinking about how he wants to continue bishop b2. White's position looks nice, you know. You can jump in with the knight to d5 at some point. You can play rook c1. You can also think about trading these two bishops. c6 square could get potentially a bit weak. Meanwhile, Praggnananda's position is almost bulletproof. You can see that there are no weaknesses just yet. He goes rook c8, which is a good move. The rook takes the semi-open file. Knight goes back to e1, offering a trade of bishops, which I think Pragg will happily take it. Or maybe he's also thinking about queen c7. That's possible. There's also knight e4 that needs to be considered, unleashing an attack on the queen. But knight e4, just queen goes back to d3. And maybe there could be mass exchanges. Yeah, it's possible. Knight e4, then you take here, then you take here, and then you take here, and suddenly you have 3 pairs of minor pieces traded. And I think Pragg is trying to assess if that is better, or should he directly take on g2. And that requires some bit of calculation. He plays knight e4, the queen comes back to e3. Now I believe there will be some trades. Knight takes c3 is very interesting because you can't really take on b7. Knight d1 attacks the bishop and the queen. A queen trade is just resignation because the black rook's knight absolutely super active. So he goes queen a8. Now Praggnananda is thinking about his next idea. Rook c3 to attack here could be possible. I love how Pragg has kept a lead on the clock and also has a great position. Gukesh down to 27 seconds. Pragg is super focused here, razor sharp. He's just making sure that he doesn't put a foot wrong. Queen to d6. The queen moves here and now queen takes a7. It's possible. Will he take that pawn? It is risky. He goes queen e4, but I believe Pragg has found a new concept, which is that first trade the queens. He doesn't trade it, but knight to d1 is a very nice move, attacking the knight on e3. Pragg has 37 seconds. Gukesh down to 6 seconds here. The knight under some pressure. Knight d1 played. Excellent chess. If you take on d1, I have queen here. He goes queen d3. And now Pragg goes rook to c3, presses the clock, knight takes c2, but f2 falls and Gukesh resigns here. The queen is hanging. It's a check and Praggnanandhaa scores a very important win for himself here. Gukesh still third place in the tournament with 15.5. Pragg moving upwards is on 13.5 points. It will be another